All right, so we should be live now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to RPG Enlightenment, and I'm Jim. Um, and tonight we're going to be playing essentially a brand new one-page RPG called Dead End. And it's created by an awesome guy over on AbTab, Absolute Tabletop, the Facebook group, named Jeremy Lilley. And he's an awesome dude. He's got a couple of these out, and he's working on some more. He said we'd go ahead and play it, and really excited about it. It's a zombie apocalypse kind of setting, which I'm really excited about, something I've really wanted to play. So, yeah, I'll explain it as we go, and we'll kind of go through first and do character creation, let everybody kind of talk about their character, introduce themselves, and then we'll get on into playing. So we'll actually start with Josh. If you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll kind of talk about who you want to play as a character.
Hello everyone, I am Josh. I am the other half of RPG Enlightenment. I haven't played a one-page RPG in a while, so this is going to be fun.
All right, Corey, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Corey here. I have a page. Well, I have a site that I haven't done anything with yet because I'm lazy. But it is a Beautiful Disaster RPG. I play a lot. You'll find me playing with many people. Yeah, I've only played one page before. It was actually with my friends minus Sans One here, and yeah, I'm very excited. Let's do this.
All right, Chad, and if there's anything if you want to introduce yourself and anything you want to say.
I'm Chad, and Josh just left the call. And I haven't played a one-sheet RPG yet, so this will be my first time. So I'm interested to check it out, and glad to meet you, Corey, and play with you and the other two guys I'm familiar with. So I'll let you get into it, Jim.
All right, since Josh kind of dropped, Corey, we'll actually start with you. Oh, Josh is back.
Sorry.
3 times.
Okay, since you're back now, Josh, we'll start with you just because it's going in order on my screen. I'll read everything, and we'll go to Chad last since this is your first time playing, so you can kind of see how character creation is done, maybe make it a little bit easier for you, because it is different than most RPGs. So it's more narrative based and heavy RP, and so it's a nice little change. Yeah, Josh, he's got it up on his screen.
All you have to do is click on my little bracket there, and it'll pull it to the big screen, so that way everybody can see it.
Okay, right on. Okay, so yeah, so we'll start with you, and we'll just go through real quick and create your character, and then we'll go over to Corey.
All right. So as far as the first little segment here, it says choose a style for your character. So the different styles are brash, crazy, determined, sexy, smart, sneaky, or tough. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. Not really feeling brash today, but I am feeling pretty crazy, so I'm going to go crazy. So Jim, are we all going step by step? And then just taking turns through the steps, or are we going full character creation and then moving on?
I guess go through and do and talk about, I guess, everything but you're choosing your numbers, and then I'll just let everybody give them to me kind of at once.
All right. Well, okay. So then after the styles, all you have to do is pick a role for your character. Um, so the options for a role are driver, engineer, killer, medic, scout, soldier, or talker. Oof, man. With me being so crazy, I want to be the crazy driver, but at the same time, I like the idea of a crazy killer. So I'm gonna go crazy killer. Sorry for any squeaking noise. My dog is probably playing with the dog in the background.
It's all good. I was just like,
Sure, that's what it is.
what in the
Hey,
hell?
I mean, you can see my hand, so I mean, obviously it's not me. Anyway, that, honey.
It's fine, man. Life happens.
It's all
Go
good,
with it.
brother. It's actually kind of funny. It makes your character more crazy.
I mean, I guess slightly.
He's a crazy killer with a dog like humping his leg.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know what the hell. I lost my train of thought, bro. All right. Yeah. So I'm going.
Crazy killer.
I'm going with the crazy killer.
Nice.
Sounds good.
So I think we should just move on to the next person. Have each person pick the first two, and then we'll
That's
do
cool.
part 3 as a group.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, Corey. So what kind of character are you going to be playing?
Let's do this. I am going to pick. I'm not going to go the way that we're going to do a different thing here, Jimmy, because sexy is the one that just jumps out to me. But I'm going to do enough of that here coming up soon. I think I'm going to go with brash.
All right. Then what's going to be your role in the group?
Well, you were talking about the whole time, and I was praying the whole time you weren't going to say that's the one I'm taking because I want to be that driver.
Well, I'm choosing crazy killer, so I guess you'll be the brash driver.
That's what I got. I'm the brash driver. Because as Jimmy's found out here recently. And actually, when I played with you guys before, I play girls. That's what I do. So she'll be a brash driver. We'll see how that works out.
And that's cool. There's quite a few times that I've played female characters. So
Kind of what I do, actually. So
hey,
You
right on.
mean the one time you killed your husband and
Yeah.
tried to seduce everybody in the group?
Yeah, it's only because I wanted y'all's body parts. It's not a big deal.
yeah, it's all good.
All right, so Chad, what kind of character would you like to play?
I'm gonna go with smart soldier,
Yeah,
since I was one for 12 years. Might as well.
let's do that.
Right on, makes a lot of sense. Alrighty then.
We're screwed if we have to talk to anybody, just saying.
Hey, just because you're brash doesn't mean you don't know how to talk. Just means you don't talk probably very nicely to anybody.
Very blunt.
To the point. Yeah, to the point, baby.
Very direct.
All right, so Chad got kicked.
Man, yeah.
So
hang out.
yeah, especially with phones, it's horrible with phones.
Oh, is he phoning it up right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
He kind of has to.
Okay.
So Josh, I know you were saying that we could probably do the step 3, choosing your numbers kind of as a group. I'm gonna have y'all actually keep track of those, just because I am very limited on paper right now.
Yeah, I just opened up a little notepad.
Yeah.
Like that.
So yeah, so we'll kind of go through and let each of you choose them like kind of one by one. So like the first one is Grace versus Force. Even my glasses on this thing is hard to see on there. All right, there we go.
I turned it into a larger document, so if you guys wanted to, you could open it up. I opened up the Paint.
All right.
You want me to share that with you guys? I could give you the file. Well, no, it won't work because it's not an internet file. It's just a local file on my computer. So.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So yeah, so the first one y'all are gonna have to choose from is Grace or Force. I think that's actually just making it worse because of this.
Subtlety.
Nope,
Okay. Grace and Force.
Help it all.
Subtlety and flair. Charm and intimidation. Knowledge, instinct, speed, control.
Yeah, so you're so for each one of these little categories, y'all are gonna lean more heavily to one of the sides, or you can of course choose a number kind of right in the middle. Which the exact middle would be 5. So we'll go just kind of one by one so that y'all can each just choose them. So like, do you see your characters being leaning more towards Grace or Force? And then it's hard as hell for me to see.
Subtlety or flair?
Yeah, I'm having a real hard time reading this right now. My glasses aren't even helping.
I'll help you out, but let's just do it one by one, just so that way, in case there's any questions that comes up, it just makes it a little bit simpler versus doing everything at once. So Grace versus Force. As far as my crazy killer, I'm probably gonna try to be a little bit weirder and say I'm leaning more towards Grace, but not by much. So I'm probably gonna put myself at like a 4. Leaning more towards Grace.
Okay, right on.
All right, and I did a 7-3 Force to Grace, 3 of Grace, 7 Force. Right? That's the right way to do that.
No, you're choosing one number.
Okay, so we're gonna go 7. We're gonna go 7 on Force.
Okay, so and what would happen is if you're going to use something with Force, which I'll let you know whenever which one kind of applies, or you can give me an argument or or why you think that Force would apply, and you're going to have to roll a 7 or under on a D10.
Yeah, it's an under. Okay,
yeah, and if it's Grace related, you're going to have to roll a 7 or higher.
Right.
Pretty much same thing as Doves and Demons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's been a bit since we did that, so.
Yeah. Well, this also helps to explain for anybody watching how it works. Kind of give it a good rundown.
All right. And for you there, Mr. Chad?
I think I'm going to go with a 6 leaning towards Grace.
Grace
if you wanted to
Grace would be under 5.
Yeah, so if you want to lean more towards Grace, I would go with 4 because you want to get higher than 4.
Okay.
Or technically higher than 3.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's the direction I'm going. 4 on Grace.
All righty. So now we got subtlety or flair.
Oh, I'm completely going flair, so I'm going to go 9.
As am I. I'm an 8.
2, subtlety.
Ooh, like it.
Hey, yeah, at least y'all got somebody that kind of is a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, then we got charm or intimidation.
That one's difficult for me. Because at this point, this question alone brings up whether or not I'm going to play a male or a female. Because at the end of the day, being crazy killer. If I go charm, it's female. If I go intimidation, it's a guy.
I think you should go intimidation rather you choose a gender or not.
Yeah.
Oh
I think our killer
no.
definitely has to be intimidated.
Yeah, I
You're a
definitely.
crazy killer. You're a crazy killer. You should be. That's my opinion.
Well, see,
That's
I'm
my
thinking
opinion.
like the crazy psycho lady who, you know, super sweet just to get you to her back to her place, and then you know she ties you up and stabs you to death.
You can't imitate Sarah. Now, not all of us can be super sexy and psycho at the same time.
Hey, you know what? Whatever works. We all need our Harley.
Harley, woo woo.
All right, I think I'll go 7.
All right, intimidation factor.
All right, I'm gonna go at 2 on knowledge. Just because you're brash doesn't mean you're not smart.
You're skipping one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going a 6 on intimidation as well.
Okay, cool.
I skipped. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Are you also Chad going to be going with intimidation?
I wanted to, but I'll go charm, but I'm just not gonna be very charming. I guess I'm gonna go with like 3. No, that's kind of charming, huh?
I mean, you can always choose the middle ground too.
Yeah,
And
you can choose a 5 and kind of have like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Here. Wait. I got a better one. Here. You go ahead and go intimidation again because you're also kind of the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
And then I'll make her charming. I think that's cool. So we'll go the opposite way. I'm gonna go a 4 on charm.
Okay, cool. Good teamwork.
It doesn't make more sense. So
right on. All right, then we'll go ahead and I'll get. Oh, there he is. Yeah, these zombies are getting you, and the game hasn't even started yet.
I'm just gonna turn off my video because sometimes that helps.
Okay, yeah.
that's all good. I'm actually probably turn mine off here in a few minutes too. It's because of the way I'm set up.
Yeah, man. You're good.
I'm moving soon, and it should be better. So
he's straight looking like a zombie sitting there.
All right, so then we'll go ahead.
So
and
we
go.
left off on me for charm and intimidation.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with a 7. Well, yeah. 7 in intimidation.
Okay. And then we're going to go to knowledge versus instinct.
I hate to do this and well, no. I'm gonna go 8 and go instinct. I doubt you heard me, Jim, but I'm going 8 instinct.
I'm going the exact opposite of that. I'm going a 2 in knowledge.
Sounds good.
Ooh, that's rough.
Oh yeah.
Training becomes instinct, but it's knowledge that you ascertain. So,
Like it.
I guess I gotta go knowledge. We'll go a 3 in knowledge.
Yeah, so the lower
Even though
your
I'm supposed to be
number
smart.
is, the closer it is to knowledge. The higher your number, the closer it is to instinct.
I'm gonna switch my knowledge and my subtlety. I'm gonna go 2 in knowledge and 3 in 3 in subtlety, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'll keep it. It works. Let's go.
All right, and then this last one should be pretty easy.
Yep, you got speed versus control.
I hate to do this because I really wanna say control, but I have to go speed, so I'm gonna go 2 and say speed.
gonna go 7 in control.
I'm gonna go 8 in control.
Like it.
Alrighty, right on.
Badass.
So step 3 is now complete. Everybody has chosen their numbers. Number 4. Then step 4 is going to be give your character a name for the end of the world. Something like Darrent. Y'all, if somebody could read that for me, I can't even see it.
Aaron, the Black Rider or the Witch of the West End.
So basically, y'all are going to create just this cool, like, this nickname for yourself.
I'll be Shadow Hunter. I have no idea why. It's just the first thing that popped into my head when I thought of my character.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. Her name is her government name, which they may or may not know. Her name is Violet Frost. Goes by the Ice Queen.
Right on.
Ghost Fate.
How about a name for Ghost Fade?
Yes, sir.
Love it. These are all great names. Missing Tutti Frutti though, unfortunately.
He died of dysentery.
I see what you did there.
All right. So I'll leave it up to y'all. By the game, it is as written. Each of your characters is going to have a goal, and they are to establish a safe haven, find a cure, rule the road, become the best zombie slayer ever, sow anarchy, restore civilization, or simply survive. If you don't like any of those, you can create your own. Those are just some pre-gens. And we can either do it
effort or an individual.
That's what I was gonna say. It's technically individual. If y'all would like, though, we can do it kind of like a group thing. What the group wants to do.
I personally think it would be better off to do a group thing, but just because for roleplay, it gives us a reason to be together if we all have the same mission.
That's where
my
I was.
personal opinion.
That's where I was kind of thinking too. What do you think, Corey and Chad?
I think it's all right. I think that we should be trying to get back to our said stronghold. Go home. That is our goal.
So you're leaning towards like safe haven, kinda?
Yeah.
I think he means like we're trying to get back home. So our mission right now, our current mission is just to get back home.
So kind of
I
like y'all
think-
already have a stronghold, but y'all's main effort right now is to get back to it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, Corey?
Yeah. I mean, like, we're in the car, and things are gonna happen or whatever, and we got
Coming back
to
from
get
a supply run or something?
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, he'll make the scenario here in a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're trying to get back home from whatever we're doing.
Well, what's our ultimate goal with the civilization? I got a phone call. Why now?
Those happen.
I'll be right back, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. So
This is me personally, just by listening to what you guys said and trying to see. Oh. Just an overarching thing. You guys want to pretty much kind of restore civilization. Is that kind of...
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you what, here, Jimmy. I know this kind of goes outside of what's going on here. But why don't you create the scenario and then we can kind of build what we're going to do around that? Because I actually think that makes much more sense. Because then we can kind of make what our goal is from what your scenario is.
I know no matter what, my personal interior goal is to be the best zombie slayer ever. But, you know, that's a personal thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then I guess what we'll do is we'll kind of skip ahead a little bit to go to create an apocalyptic scenario and kind of figure out what that is first before y'all decide what your kind of overall goal really is.
But doesn't that make sense to
I'm
you
back
guys?
if that hasn't
You know,
been
it's only because how can we make what our goal is if we don't know what the scenario is?
Well, I guess
I get that. I mean, I think the goal is supposed to be like our end game. Like, what's our end game? What's the ultimate goal? We might have a short-term goal, but I think the goal in this sense is supposed to be the long-term goal. What are we striving to accomplish? What's the point of our existence, I guess?
Well, I think the point of the character, because it specifies character goal, so it kind of makes it seem like it's a more personal thing. It's like, what do you want to see happen in the world, which I think is why it's placed where it's placed in character creation, because trying to decide it as a collaborative thing, it does make sense to do it after. But if you're doing it individually, it's kind of like what you feel is your personal mission in life kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, so I'm gonna go with she's self-preservation, man. Simply survive for her.
Okay, right on.
All right, Chad. So it's all on you. So based on how you've kind of chosen your numbers and what you have chosen, would you say that your personal goal is a safe haven to find a cure for the zombie apocalypse, rule the road, become the best zombie slayer ever, sow anarchy, restore civilization, or simply survive?
I guess. Oh man, it's a toss up between safe haven and like rebuilding civilization. I guess you'd have to start with a safe haven, but if maybe we already have that,
Well, yeah,
then I would have to go with rebuilding civilization.
We all have the same goal. That wouldn't be a bad idea, yeah, ever. I mean, just what do you see for your person? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what we pick.
And what did you pick, Warren?
I picked simply survive.
And what did you pick, Josh?
To be the
I became the best zombie slayer ever, but that's just because I'm a killer.
It says like rebuild civilization. Is that what the
restore?
Yeah, restore.
Restore. Well, I don't really. Let's go with safe haven.
Okay. Establish a safe haven. Lovely.
Okay. All right. Cool. So now that everybody kind of has their own personal goals and what they're trying to do, we're actually going to create the stronghold that y'all have at the moment. So as a group, pick 2 strengths for your stronghold, if applicable. Is it isolated location? Is it minimal entry points? Does it have walls and gates? Is it well stocked? A solid construct? High vantage point? Underground generator? Or underground generator?
I kind of like the high vantage point.
So one thing that he didn't say is we'll also have to pick a problem with it. So picking the problem might be our best thing to do first.
Okay.
So that way, based on what our problem is, this is me personally. I don't know about y'all, but based on our problem, we can kind of pick what might help
Yeah.
minimize damage or chances of death.
Yeah, absolutely. So the problems are high profile, severe damage, tight quarters, or has a weak point.
Now, what do you guys feel would be a pretty decent problem to have?
If it also helps, y'all might figure out maybe where y'all are going to be held up, and then from that you can kind of like if y'all are going to be take a the Walking Dead kind of scenario, they're held up in a prison or maybe a mall, or where y'all want the stronghold to be. Is it just a house?
That's what I popped in my head was the Walking Dead thing with the prison. That's exactly what popped in my head as soon as we started talking about it. And that's high profile. That's that's the answer. If we go with that, you know what I mean? But maybe it is a house, and then tight quarters make sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not very big.
So
What were the two pros that we had?
So there's 4 cons that we're trying to choose from. It's high profile, severe damage, tight quarters, or has a weak point. My
So we're picking that
my personal opinion was to choose our problem first.
Okay.
So that way we can best kind of minimalize on our problem by knowing what our problem is before we pick our pros.
Okay. And could you repeat the options one more time for me?
High profile, severe damage, tight quarters, or has a weak point.
Well, if you go with has a weak point,
Yeah.
and we know what it is because we choose it, then war might be less likely to get exploited on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
High profile makes you a target. So if you're like in a prison or a mall or somewhere like that, other scavengers might come across you.
Right. But I also like Jimmy's
I'd rather
idea
probably
of
do it.
picking what it is might help us with all of these things. You know what I mean? So what have we chosen?
Pick
as
our location and then molder them.
Yeah. I don't know. That's fun.
I personally am thinking severe damage because severe damage. We already know that it's there, and we can put men or women to guard those certain points that we know are bad. Based on the fact that we know there's severe damage in certain areas rather than others. Tight quarters, should a zombie get in, it's a lot easier for us all to end up getting killed. Just because
at the same time, it'd be hard for a horde to get you all at once. It'd be like 300. You got a bottleneck if it's tight quarters.
That is also true. I think we're honestly really overthinking this.
I think so too. I'll tell you what. I say we roll a d4 and figure out let fate figure that out.
I was honestly about to say the same thing.
That's for me.
I got a d4 already ready. I got a 1. What did you get? Because I heard you roll.
I got a 2.
All right, so our options are high profile or severe damage.
Let's go with severe damage. All right, my suggestion.
Corey?
My vote.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What'd you say, Chad?
He said severe damage.
vote
What about
for-
you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Severe damage is what's up.
All right, severe damage. All right, so based on severe damage, what are we picking as our 2 strengths for our stronghold? Isolated location, minimal entry points, walls and gates, well stocked, solid construction, high vantage points, underground generator.
All right, I faded us again, and I rolled 2d6, and I got a 1 and a 5. So minimal entry points and high vantage point.
I can
I don't
kind
mind
of
those.
see that. Now you got me curious on what I would roll, but
When you got me thinking with the severe damage, I was thinking of like a damaged dam. So you might have underground power because of the dam, but the dam is damaged, but you would still have a decent amount of water. So you'd also be well stocked. But then what are we going out on a run for?
Right. But at the same time, kind of sounds like a treehouse to me.
I like that.
so
entry
just for
points,
the
high vantage
shits
point.
and giggles, I rolled and I got a 1 and a 6, so minimal entry points and underground generator, which is funny because he had just mentioned underground generators.
Yeah.
All right, so minimal entry points is honestly a given. But it's
High
really
vantage point is
between.
it's nice to have.
Yeah, I'd have to say that I agree with you. So, what do you guys say? Minimal entry points and high vantage points.
Yeah, I like it. And then,
All right.
and I think that kind of treehouse idea is actually kind of not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
Ewoks.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
So the only question I have is: this a pre-existing treehouse that y'all found, or did y'all build it?
I think there's ruins of some kind below, and then maybe we added on to it because
There
we
we go.
knew that a high vantage point would be ideal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I mean, if it has severe damage, I doubt we built it.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think like underneath or something has that, but the towers, the high vantage point may not be severely damaged.
There we go. I love it.
Okay. Let's see. So the last thing that we're going to do is create a apocalyptic scenario. Technically, this is for me as the GM, but what I actually am going to have each of y'all do, I'm going to have each of y'all roll a d6, and then I'll roll the last d6 because there's 4 different categories. So Josh, Josh, if you will roll a d6 for the threat.
I got a 6.
All right, so the threat is the government.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. Corey, if you will roll for what the government wants to do.
They're going after our offspring. I got 2 for children.
Okay.
Ouch.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And it mutated into the zombie. They tried to sterilize us all, and it mutated into them.
Chad, if you'll roll
virus.
a d6 for the next one.
4.
4. So it's to protect and empower.
Is that empower? I think that's empower is the other word.
Yeah, protect and empower.
Empower themselves? That's
Possibly.
Man, this sounds like the Trump administration.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut that because I don't want Secret Service coming in.
I got you.
And then
All right.
last is
What's
me.
the last piece?
Let's see. I actually have to roll on a digital one because I can't find my dice right now. It's gonna be a 6, and by doing this, they will start a war.
Well, that's what we're good at. Starting them, at least.
All right. So, does the last thing that I think I'll bring up for before we get started is the fact that It's D10 based,
Okay.
mostly. The other thing you'll need is a D4, and the D4 will represent your life. So anytime that you try to that you're getting attacked, you're going to have to pick a way that you're trying to avoid this attack. And then essentially it's like contested rolls kind of thing. And if you get hit, you have to roll your D4. If you get a 1 or a 2, you die. If you get a 3 or a 4, you live, you escaped. If at any point you roll, since y'all chose y'all's numbers, the number that you chose, if at any point you roll that number for one of these checks, you get, let's see what he calls it. You get, oh, that's the wrong thing. A narrow escape. And these do stack. And basically this is kind of like inspiration. You're able to use this to narrowly escape a death. So anytime that you would have to roll a d4 to see if you die or not, you could just turn in one of these narrow escapes and you automatically escape. But then you have to give that description of how you almost died. Just off the bat, you're going to be rolling 1d10 to determine what's going on. But you can roll a max of 3. And the way that that works is you roll 1 just to see if you can accomplish it. But if you are prepared to be doing whatever you're doing, you get another d10, which increases your chances of success. And then if you're an expert at doing this, if this is something your character does all the time, then you're going to get a third d10.
Is that just something you say when it happens?
Pretty much. So if you wanted to kick a door down, and your character always kicks, yeah, as long as if your character is constantly kicking down doors, and you tell me, you just kind of explain why your character would be an expert at this and is prepared to do this, and I'm going to give you extra dice depending on if it's believable or not, or if it makes sense.
What I do?
Dragon.
And then and then based off of how many successes you have on the dice and how many failures will determine the outcome.
Cool.
All right. So we'll go ahead and hop in to the game itself. So y'all were out collecting supplies. You were out trying to find ammunition. You were out trying to find some extra food, some water, even some fuel. You were on your way back when you were attacked by a military envoy, and they have practically slaughtered the few other members of your survivor group that were with you. You 3 are the only survivors, and they have you lined up next to your vehicle, which, Corey, what vehicle does the Ice Queen drive? You're muted.
Sorry about that. It's a classic Ford Bronco.
White?
And it's got some nice big tires on it. It's baby blue with rust because whatever. Who in the apocalypse? Everybody likes rust, and but yeah, no, and found on road side dead. It is a Ford Bronco. It's a 67.
And the engine's sticking up out of the hood?
Hell yeah, man. It's got a blower on it. The whole 9. It's sitting on like 38-inch mutters. It doesn't get very good gas mileage, unfortunately. But the thing that's kind of about it is that got a flame job on the side of it, but the flame job's in rust. Yeah. She did that herself. She used Coca-Cola to do that because of, global rust. You didn't know that.
Right on. Flamin' Rust. Okay.
Heck yeah. Play with a rust flame job.
So they have you, all four of you, kind of backed up against this Ford Bronco, up against the tail end. Y'all were able to take out some of these military soldiers that ambushed you. So there's only 3 of them left, and they're just in the like military attire, and they've each got a AK-47 pointed at the 3 of you.
Traitor.
And they've been telling you to take you back to the stronghold that y'all are set up in. That they have intel that there are more people there, and that there are a vast majority of young children there as well. And they're trying to convince you to take you to just take them back with you, essentially lead them back. And there's no initiative or anything in this. Y'all can kind of speak whenever you want, and then anytime we get into combat, we're gonna roll for speed and to determine who will be going where. And it doesn't
Do I determine the ranks of the individuals?
It's not
the highest ranking.
It's actually not like that. What it is so if out of the 3 of you, only one of you succeeds, then there will be 1 spot that goes before the soldiers, and then the soldiers will go, and then there'll be 2 spots, and it's up to y'all who takes that first spot and who takes the back 2. So it's kind of collaborative. Whoever maybe has the best advantage at that point.
Right.
Well, can I determine which of these soldiers has the highest rank?
Yeah, I would say that you would automatically kind of just know that, being a soldier yourself. So yeah, I don't know military ranks, so I'm just gonna say that there is one that has a higher rank than the other 2. The other 2 are just a lower, kind of like peon rank. No offense to anybody.
All right. Mm-hmm. Privates.
Yeah, the P for peon. So there is one, and he's been the one that's primarily been doing the talking and pretty much ordering y'all to take them back to show them where this y'all's base is. And so it's up to y'all if y'all want to. Y'all can talk freely or whatever.
I want to try to convince him to come over. Go ahead.
What are your guys' names again?
Ghost Fade.
Ghost Fade.
Shadow Hunter.
Shadow Hunter. Okay, yeah. And I am just the Ice Queen. That's what I don't want to use the correct names, obviously. So she just looks over the Ghost and goes, I'm not going to take much more of his lip. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to knock his fucking teeth down his throat. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
She'll do it. I've seen it. Why don't we just settle this? Whoever walks away, walks away. Good old fashioned. There's 3 of us, and there's 3 of you.
And so that high-ranking officer looks at Ghost Fade, and one of the other soldiers has a his gun aimed very intently on the ghost or the Ice Queen, and for her talking about that she's just gonna like knock his teeth out. The high ranking officer says to Ghostface that there's no reason to waste your life. Just take us back. We'll leave your supplies. We'll leave everyone there alive. But we need to take the children. They are the future of this world, and they cannot. We can't leave them up to you to raise.
Well, I swore an oath to protect these people, an oath that you should understand, and I don't think that you understand your oath. Otherwise, you'd understand you're on the wrong side of history here.
And go ahead, Jim.
He would just respond with, I took an oath to follow orders, and I'm following my orders to the T.
Lawful orders, soldier. Lawful orders. This is not lawful in any way.
I'm kind of hearing the bickering between the two jocks, the two muscle men. You'd hear Shadow just it'd start off real low, like a but as they continue to bicker and bicker and bicker, it just becomes to the point where it just becomes hysterical, and he just starts laughing hysterically. And he's going to try to be very quick about being, very almost like a shadow popping up right in front of the leader with a knife to his throat, and say, "There's no way I am willing to give up my own children to the likes of you," and try to slit his throat.
All right, so give me a roll for speed. And this was kind of just like a split-minute decision, right? Or was Shadowhunter planning on doing this pretty much from the beginning?
I mean, I know the thought had probably crossed his mind at some point, but it was more of a split decision to do it right then and there. So it was kind of like he had planned to do it at some point, but it was like that split. All right, I'm going to do it right now kind of decision.
Okay. And is getting up on somebody real quick, like, and slitting their throat something that he does a lot?
I mean, he is a crazy killer, so he likes being in crazy situations and killing people.
Okay. Then roll.
He does it all the time.
So then roll 2d10.
All right, and I for speed, right?
Yep.
Which is the fifth one. So I got. So am I supposed to try to roll under or over?
You're trying to roll over for speed.
Okay, so I got an 8 and a 0, which I'm assuming is a 10.
Yep.
So both ways I'm over.
Okay, then yeah. So with you do a great job at this. Like, you're super quick, and you're able to try, and you're able to get up on him, and you put the knife up to his throat. You tell him that you're never going to give him your children, and you go to slit his throat. So he is going to have to make. He's going to have to roll his D4 for his life, and you slit his throat from side to side, ear to ear, and just almost to the point where it like bends over backwards, and blood just spews right in your face. And at that, if everybody can roll 1d10 for speed. So you're going to try and get over your number. And this is going to determine kind of like initiative order. And just let me know if you passed or failed.
I failed.
Fail.
I got an 8.
Is that so that's passing for you, right?
Yeah, because if I have to roll over, and I put mine at a 2, so I'm over by a lot.
All right, so there's going to be one spot available for y'all to go. Y'all get to choose who goes, and then it's going to be the 2 soldiers' turns, and then the other 2 slots for y'all.
Okay. Where does that? Where's the positioning?
So y'all are. Let's see. Ghost Fade. Yeah, y'all are like kind of just backed up to like the side of the tail end of the truck, and the other 2 soldiers are within. They're probably about 6 or 7 feet away from you, with these guns trained on you, and they kind of had like lined up where like one of them was at each of you.
Okay.
And in just that quick blur, Shadowhunter had rushed forward and slit this commanding officer's throat. So he's just kind of up ahead of y'all.
Okay, and where was he positioned? Where was the leader positioned in relation to his to his privates?
I'll say that it was kind of going in order. It's the Ice Queen, Shadowhunter, and then Ghost Fade kind of lined up in that order.
Yep.
And then there's the 2 privates on the end, and then there's the commanding officer in the center, which Shadowhunter rushed forward and just slit his throat.
Seeing that Shadowhunter is the closest to these 2 men now, I think he should go first again.
If that's cool with you, I already thought of something that I'd probably do. But
what do you think, Ghost?
No disagreement, especially after my roll.
I mean, me as well, sir. Me as well. All right.
So I guess I'm gonna take the spot. After rushing this general, slitting his throats, feeling the warmth of his blood running down my hands, you see his face smile brighter than the people who I travel with have ever seen him smile. And his head cocks to the side, looking over at the, nearest one of the privates, and says, I thought he was going to be a threat. And then Shadow's going to rush one of the privates, saying, I will become your shadow.
All right, so are you trying to use your speed again to get up on him and stab him?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, give me I'll say give me another 2d10. And actually, because you probably are used to moving at this kind of pace when in any kind of confrontation, so give me 3d10.
Nice.
I got a 4, a 3, and a 9.
All right, so all of those would pass. So you go in and you stab him. Let me just make sure real quick. You stab him, but he's able to just kind of like sidestep a little bit, so it's like a graze. You get him kind of in the arm, and the blade like rips through a good chunk of his arm, but he's still standing. And he's actually going to try and turn his gun and fire at you. He's also going to do speed. So you can tell me how you want to try and dodge or how you want to react to him turning his gun, preparing to fire at you.
Feeling the blade in him as he still chooses to fight, it almost it's as if it like tickles his inner mind. I don't know if that makes sense at all. So you're still willing to fight after watching the one who trained you die. Shadow is going to stay right up on him. And he's going to be true to his word and stay right there and become his shadow.
All right. So are you kind of trying to intimidate him, or what kind of stat would we go for? Because that semi sounds like intimidation.
I know he's acting on instinct, but it's kind of like an instinctual intimidation. So it kind of uses two of the stats, so it's kind of whichever one you would prefer to go with.
We'll go with instinct for this one. So give me 2d10.
All right, 2d10. So for instinct, I have an 8, so I want to roll under, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so I got a 6 and a 9.
Okay, so 1 fail but 1 success. So you just like barely manage. You're like, it's kind of like the way when he started to turn, he kind of backed up to be able to pull his gun in front of both or between you so he could fire. So it was almost like you, for a second, you didn't realize that he was going to do that, so you had to rush in. But because you rushed in, he fires too soon and just whizzes right past you. But as he does, the other soldier turns and takes a step pretty much forward so you're kind of cornered between these two men. And he's also going to take a fire, or he's going to take a shot at you. But the complication is you didn't see it coming, so I'm not going to let you roll for a dodge or anything. So it's pretty much just based off of if he's a good marksman or not.
Okay.
And he is. So he fires one of these shots, and it just buries itself into you. So I need you to roll a d4. And if you get a 1 or a 2, you die.
Well, shiitake mushrooms. I
Did
got
you
a
die?
1. Yeah, I got a 1.
So yeah, it's just like a blow to the back of the head.
I think it's kind of one of those things, if I can take creative freedom in my own death here.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Just becoming this soldier's shadow, I came so close that I even put the gun to my own head, assuming that it would like intimidate him, kind of, with that, jokerish smile and like taunting him. And in that moment that I move the gun to my head and seeing that smile, he pulls the trigger and blows my brains out.
All right. Now, the way that this works is if you die, because death, it actually says that death is like a very common thing. It happens a lot. So you will actually take the role of an NPC and that'll come up in just a minute. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So then it's going to be the next 2 slots for you guys. So it's up to Corey and Chad who wants to take that first slot.
Go for it, bro.
All right. I am very okay with that. Let's do this. Seeing her friend get dropped, and knowing that in a side compartment on the Bronco, actually on the far side, there's a shotgun in there. She's going to use her knowledge of that, do a roll to around the side of the truck and grab that weapon and fire it.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, I
mean, it's her truck. She knows it's there. You know.
Right.
I mean?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say you automatically get 2.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and give you 3 because this is probably like a go-to thing for you.
Yeah. It's a thing she does.
So yeah. So give me 3d10
All right.
for knowledge.
All right. We got a 6, 4, and a 2, and I am a 2.
Okay. So those will all pass, but also you gain a narrow escape.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime that you're going to have to roll a d4 to see if you die or not, you can just turn that in, and you won't have to roll. You'll automatically live. You just have to give this epic description of how you narrowly escaped. So yeah, so you not only get over there and are able to grab and what kind of gun is it? What kind of weapon?
It's a shotgun.
Okay. So yeah, so you're able to grab this shotgun. Because all 3 of them were successes, you get a critical success. And I'm gonna say that you get so go ahead and make I'm gonna give you an opportunity to fire at one of these soldiers as well.
Okay. And that is just with a D10 again?
Yeah, so it's gonna be I'll say give me 2d10 for that roll.
Okay. Let's do that.
Since this is your truck, your gun, you know how to use it.
Yeah. I got a 10 and a 6.
All right. I did make a mistake for what we were rolling for.
No problem.
So how would you have been doing this? Because to fire a gun.
Yeah, I got this. I got a description for this. So what she does is that in the commotion that Shadow has created, his glorious death of jumping in there and trying to save his friends, that crazy motherfucker, we told him that jumping in and being the first one always to be in there is just gonna be the end for him someday, and I guess today was. She uses that to her advantage, and she just kind of dives and kind of rolls, and again, there's like a side compartment on the truck. And she gets herself behind the enormous tire, and she's not a very big girl, so she's able to hide behind the tire entirely. Grabs the shotgun, and from the side, kind of squeaks down and sees that she's kind of prone, and she just lines up the dude that's already been shot once, and aims just center mass right at his chest.
Okay. So I'd probably say that it was subtlety, because you rolled because you're kind of hiding, so it's almost like stealthily taking aim and firing. So based off of your subtlety, What?
So,
How many successes and how many fails did you get?
okay, so that was a 6 and a 10, so I got 1 success.
One success. Okay, so yeah, so you fire at him, and you hit him, and it kind of like knocks him off of his feet. But he hits the ground, but almost like immediately starts rolling over. Even though you hit him square in the chest, you can kind of see that his clothes are kind of torn up from this blast, and then he has a bulletproof vest on.
Damn body armor. Oh yeah, and she just goes and hides right back behind that tire again.
All right. So Chad, it's gonna be your turn now.
I would get the sidearm off of the officer, like a pistol, and try and shoot, aim up, and double tap to the head on the closest opponent.
All right. Are you like you're trying to run over to like the dead officer and grab his sidearm?
I thought he was the one that was closest to me. I thought he was in front of me when I was talking to him. Did I mistake that?
Yeah, no, he was next to you, but it wouldn't be that hard to get over to him at all.
Is the private closer? Like, would I be better off? Is he
Yeah,
closer to me, or
he would be closer, but you can still definitely do that. That's not a problem at all.
I'm just gonna charge him. He's private. He's hopefully less experienced, and I'm gonna just try to overpower him first.
Okay, then yeah. So let's see. I'll say give me 2d10 based off of force.
A 1 and a 7. I did grace, so I had to roll under a 4, and I rolled a 1. So
For grace, you're gonna roll over. So you got 1 success and 1 failure. Oh no, for 4, yeah.
I
we are
thought
going
grace.
force. Yeah, no, that was my bad.
Are we going force or?
Yeah, we're going force. The grace thing for some reason made me focus in on grace. No, yeah. So so you got 1 success and 1 failure.
Okay.
So you try and overpower him, and you kind of are able to get him in some kind of lock, but he's struggling like real hard against you. You were not able to take him down. It's kind of like this standing wrestling match going on where you're both trying to gain control.
We both have our hands on the rifle, and he's trying to point it at me, and I'm trying to get it up underneath his chin, so that way it'll be in his end, and I'm like, we're struggling back and forth, fighting over this rifle that's predominantly in his hands.
Okay, right on. I love it. If y'all are okay with it, I'm gonna give the first because we're gonna go back down up to the top, and I'm gonna give this first PC slot to Josh to kind of get him back in.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh, Shadowhunter met an untimely demise, and as this commotion is going on, one of the surviving party members or survivor group that was with you that went out on this run is not dead. They presumed him dead or her dead simply because they were laying on the ground. You had enough forethought to kind of hide or get down on the ground where they just kind of overlooked you. So if you'll introduce your new character for us real quick, and tell me what you would like to do.
Kind of coming up off the ground, seeing everything that just happened, coming up to everybody. Selena Kuma, reporting for duty. and kind of just make herself known.
Kill somebody.
So you're just literally just like coming forward and just announcing yourself?
Kind of, and then realizing the back and forth that what's his name or her name, the Ice Queen. Sorry, with the whole shotgun incident and just kind of being taken back from it. Readies her pistol in case anything is necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So, pretty much because you're just like kind of getting ready. If anything happens where you might be able to step in, I'll let you know, and then we'll go from there. It's gonna be the two soldiers' turns, and they're going to the first one that is wrestling with Ghost Fade and is trying to get his gun away from him to be able to fire at him. So he's going to make a force roll. So Chad, if you'll also give me a force roll, and you're going to do two. Well, actually, I'll let you tell me. How would you try and if he's going to try and overpower you, how would you deal with that?
Knee him in the balls.
Knee him in the balls. So I'm gonna say that that's also gonna have to fall under force.
Hell yeah!
All right.
So you give me a force roll to knee him in the balls, and he's gonna try and get the gun away from you.
All right. Could I have another, because I think I'm more experienced than he is, especially.
Okay. So then I'll say that you can get two. Yeah.
2. All right.
Mhm.
7 and a 5.
And what's your number?
All right. And yours is what is your number? 2, 3?
I mean, I picked 4 and I was leaning towards Grace.
Okay.
So I
Unfortunately,
took 4. So oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work.
All right.
Do what now?
All right.
You try and knee him, but he's like slinging you around, trying to and it throws you off balance, so you miss. But you're able to still keep that grip on the on his firearm
Rifle?
and on his rifle. Yeah.
All right.
I may be from Georgia, but I don't know guns.
All guns are firearms. Rifles
Yeah,
are firearms.
that's why I just went with firearm.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you're still holding on to the rifle, and he can't wrench it away from you. So y'all are still kind of going back and forth with this.
Okay.
The next one is actually rolling off of the ground, trying to get out of the way because he kind of has a semi-good idea of where the Ice Queen is hidden just because of where he got hit. So he's trying to roll to where he thinks is the best. So he's actually going to roll Instinct. Instinct would be okay. Okay, cool. So he rolls, and Corey, as the Ice Queen is kind of aiming at him, and he rolls to the side and kind of disappears in a blind spot, and you've lost sight of him for the moment.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go down to the two PC spots. So it's up to the 3. Well, no, because Josh took that first one. Unless one of y'all want to give it to Josh, because he kind of held his turn, just getting ready. So it's kind of up to the three of y'all who wants to go.
Yeah, I'm cool with y'all continuing with what y'all already had on.
Well, I'll tell you what. I actually like the idea that seeing that Ghost is already in melee with this person, like he's already locked down. He really can't do much. You know what I mean? So that Selena can see the two combatants right there. You know what I mean? Like she's out in the open. I think she should take a turn, and I should take a turn personally. And I got a thing.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
Shadow, they kind of had a thing going on, and she sees her man dropped.
Oh, come on, now you tying me down to other things.
Oh hell yeah, you are.
Now you're making me have other thoughts about other things.
Emotions, son. Emotions.
All right. I mean, I'm cool with that. So, which one of y'all would like to go first?
Selena's going first. No, wait, no.
I have to go first. Now you want to say that I just saw my husband fall to the floor dead? No.
No, wait. I got a thing. You didn't notice that, and so that's why I'm going first. Hold on. So she looks back around the tire to where that guy used to be. But he's gone, you said, right? I can't see him at this point. Right? Okay.
Yeah, no, so, he kind of went into a blind spot. I mean, if you repositioned or anything, you'd probably be able to spot him.
Right. But using knowledge again of the situation, Selena yelled out that she's back up and good to go. I'm going to use the knowledge of the fact that I know that Shadow went down, and I'm going to get her to fight again because I can't see my combatant.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely.
And I certainly know that they were together. It ain't some surprise thing. They was together.
No, I like that. Yeah, so go ahead and roll me. Would you say that the Ice Queen would normally throw things like this up to try and get people motivated?
Hell yeah, she's brash as hell.
Okay.
So she can't see the combatant, but she can see Selena. And Selena's up, and she's kind of maybe dusting herself off a little bit, and she looks up and she goes, "Lena, that motherfucker over there killed your husband. Drop his ass."
I'm actually going to say that instead of knowledge, it's going to be a charm.
That's fine.
So give me 3d10 under charm.
All right, so that's 2 4s and a 3. I got a 4.
Oh my god! So now all right. So it's a critical success again.
2 critical successes.
And not only that, but you get 2 more
Are those narrow escapes?
Of the narrow escapes.
Ice Queen is what's up right now.
Alrighty, I love that though. All right, so we're gonna
use one of those to bring back Shadow.
Nah, that dude's done. I'm sorry.
You should be able to if you're a medic.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So Josh, Selena hears this, and you would be able to look around and see your dead lover, husband, whatever he was to you. So tell me what you would do and how you would be reacting to that.
Hearing the Ice Queen say those words, they echo in her mind. Her hand begins to rise with the pistol she had, and you can see her arm start shaking, and you hear as she starts to call out, Shadow! Shadow, where are you? Shadow! And to no response, she eyes this so-called this come on, man. You gotta sorry. She eyes this other private and lets off, a couple shots at this private.
All right. So let's see. What would it be? I think you're just kind of doing it just out of kind of instinct. Like kind of like a protection type thing or a revenge. So give me 2d10 under instinct. And because the Ice Queen kind of like enraged you, if you fail one of them, you'll be able to roll it again.
Okay. So I got a 5 in that category. So I got a 1 and a 3.
Okay, so you'll be able to re-roll one of those to try and get a success. Oh, no, those are both successes. Hold on. Yeah, no, those are both because you're trying to get under for instinct. Yeah, so those are both. So that was a great job, both that it hits. So I'm going to actually make him roll twice for it, kind of like you just unloaded, and 2 of these hit him. And he goes down. So tell me how that looks when you kill this private.
As Selena's hands are shaking, it's almost as if her vision slightly blurs just from the heartache and pain that she felt from not hearing her husband's voice. And she fires off, I'm going to say 3 rounds, just because of the fact that she saw 3 different, how do you call it when you see there's one person but you see 3 of them?
Double vision.
Yeah, like I guess triple vision in this case, and shoots off 3 rounds, and in the mix of her triple vision, you just see the bullet go straight through his neck, and the blood spews out from behind as the bullet goes straight through, and it kind of starts to fall out of the hole in his neck, almost like a waterfall.
You're muted.
Nice. Thank you. So he just drops just instantly. And he kind of shakes a little bit as his blood is just spewing. And then he just kind of goes still. We have the last private.
Because I didn't actually like take a real action, you know what I mean? I just kind of inspired somebody to do something. Do you mind if she moves?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so she's gonna. All right, can she see Ghost and the other combatant wrestling?
Yeah, I'll say that you can see kind of like their like part of them. You're not able to get a clear view.
Yeah. So she still wanting to gain a little bit of cover. She kind of just comes to the back corner of where they already were. And uses the ass end of her truck as cover, not knowing if maybe there's even more soldiers out there or anything like that, but just and trains right on to where the head of the soldier.
Cool. All right. Yeah. And you see, both of you would actually see at this point, that that Ghost Fade and this private are still wrestling over this gun, and they're kind of going back and forth, and out of the corner of the Ice Queen's eye, you see something kind of rustle, and within like literally half a second, there's 4, 5, 6 of these walkers, these zombies, just start kind of coming out of the tree line that's kind of off of this road. Yeah, out of the closet.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much they're heading right for y'all.
Now, what kind of zombies are these? Are we talking, Walking Dead shitty zombies? Or are we talking 20 Days of Night vampire crazy?
No, we're not going 28 days later. No, so you'll all die, and no, we're definitely going more Walking Dead. They're just kind of shuffling along. Yeah. Definitely not fast, but it's kind of that horde mentality that if you get a lot of them on you.
Yep. So she definitely screamed, "We got walkers! We got walkers!" And she'd say at whatever o'clock. You know what I mean? It is. Ghost, drop that dude now. We got wheels. Get in the wheels, and we're out.
Shit! I thought I took care of them all. I think I saw a hidden path up north.
We'll grab his body and then we're out. She yells to him, "Ghost, drop his ass. Do your fucking job." And you get to go first, Chad.
All right. I want to try like before. I want to try and get it up underneath his chin and pull the trigger and just call it a day. And he spent a lot of time in the military, so he's very familiar with this particular rifle, and he wants to maybe try and get a second one out of it in order to try and be maybe I'm more familiar with it than this noob is.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say that you have familiarity with this. I'll actually give you the choice between force, just to like really wrench it up, or like a subtlety thing where you just kind of like maneuver him so that he is in this position. I'll give you the option between those two.
I'm gonna do a subtlety.
Okay, so give me 2d10 for subtlety.
All right.
Drop it.
That's a 4, and that's a 7, and my subtlety is 2. So nope.
And what numbers did you get?
A 4 and a 7.
Yeah, you got 2 successes then. Okay. For subtlety, you want to get over.
Yeah, because you picked the number.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's on the left side, like subtlety, you want to get over the number that you picked.
Right.
Okay, I thought left side was under. All right.
Yeah. No.
So I have a 2 in it, so it's like pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
And a 1.
You're gonna hit him.
Yeah, you got it right up underneath of the of his chin.
Okay.
And you go to try and pull the trigger, but he's got his like finger jammed in between between like the back of the trigger. So so it won't actually fire. It won't pull back to fire.
All right.
And you notice that, like you go to do it and you can feel like his hand there and everything. You know exactly what is going on.
I'd at least hit him with the barrel end up underneath the chin.
Yeah, just like stick it in there real hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we're gonna go back up to the top. So it's up to y'all who wants to go first.
Well, that was him. That was the first.
No, that was so it's the well, this is because on the NPC's turn, the soldier's turn, I just had those zombies come in.
Okay, so now it's one of us.
And yeah, well, that first slot would have been Chad.
Right.
So the second slot right here at the bottom,
yeah,
is one of y'all.
Okay. So
well, actually, we'll go for it.
Yeah. So, seeing what's going on, Chad, Ghost got him in a good spot. And you could hear him. Hey, baby boy there. You can do one of two things. You can either move your finger and let him shoot you, or I'm going to. Make your choice. And she puts the shotgun directly on his forehead. Because it's time to go. You see that? That's a whole bunch of deaths for us, and we're leaving.
I love that. So I'm gonna say that's intimidation.
Yeah.
So give me a 3d10 for intimidation.
All right, I got a 9, 7, and a 1, and I'm actually a 4 on charm in that, so I only got 1.
Okay, so you got 1 success. So you do that, and you see like he starts like sweating bullets, like almost literally, like he's just like perspiring everywhere. And he glances over at this small congregation of zombies that are walking towards y'all, and they're getting closer and closer, and goes to say something, and he kind of like starts to move his finger and say something at the same time, almost like he's about to try and convince y'all. And I'll let y'all decide who actually finishes him off.
Ghost's been wrestling with his ass. I'll let him finish him.
I won't hesitate.
Yeah. So my thought is that, in his paying attention to them, having a shotgun in his face, a barrel under his chin, he just kind of slides his finger, and Ghost had his finger there. So he just slides his finger in and goes, pow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Just brain matter just flies out the back or the top of this dude's head. It's just
time to go. Time to go right now. Selena, get in the truck. Ghost, please pick up Shadow. You got to give him the proper burial. You know how that goes.
I'll go and check on him and make sure. Look, did he get his? He got shot in the head?
Yeah.
He
gone. Oh, well. I'll close his eyes. I'll close his eyes and pick up his body.
Okay, yeah. I'll say that that's easy enough for you to do.
I mean, he's a size man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it's pretty much up to y'all. This is all narration, so y'all tell me what's going on. Y'all act it out. Y'all go for it. This is all y'all at this point. And I'll just kind of interject whenever I need a roll.
Yeah. All right. So, she's kind of yelled out. You know what I mean? She's forceful. She's, super, super aggressive kind of girl. And she goes, get in the truck, throw him in the back, and let's go. And she drops in the driver's seat. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Flames are shooting out the back of the exhaust. Shit is hot. We just found a ton of fuel, which was cool. So the truck's full. She's ready to go. What are the other two doing?
I'm heaving her. I'm trying to be in her presence. I'm trying to be cautious with the dead.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still making haste. But I'm still trying to kind of gingerly in the same regard. Yeah.
How's Selena handling herself right now, Broham?
Selena's not doing good. Upon physically seeing Shadow dead in front of her very eyes, all the years that they spent together comes crossing through her mind. the days that they spent training back at camp, you know, all the different secret missions that they went on, their liaisons in the middle of the night, that all goes through her mind. And seeing the very hole through Shadow's head sends her into a fury. Granted, she gets probably like seated on the trunk of the car more than actually in the car. She grabs her rifle off of her back,
and she clips it into the top mount on the crossbar of the Bronco, and she starts freaking going to town as we're driving away on the walkers.
And
like a turret-mounted gun.
Having Shadow's dead corpse sitting next to her as a constant reminder, she wreaks havoc on every zombie she can see. Tears dripping from her eyes.
Yeah.
All right. So, Selena, I actually want you to give me 2d10 for
control.
Yeah, for control. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Just to see how this overall is going as you're just, like you said, wreaking havoc on these zombies.
And Violet, as her name is only moving. She's not, she hasn't hauled ass yet because she knows that Selena needs this. He's like, vent this rage. So she's keeping pace so they don't catch up to her. You know what I mean? But not leaving enough behind them to make it so that she can't do this.
So with control, it's roll under, right?
Are you control?
Yeah. For control, it's rolling under your number.
So I got a 5 and a 0 out of 9. So I got 2 successes.
The 0 is a 10.
0 is a 10.
Or a 10. Sorry.
So one success, one failure, but success will still be okay. So yeah, you're just pop, 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 and some of them are hitting right through the head. Some of them are just hitting the bodies. But you're starting to kind of drop them as y'all drive away. But as you do, the truck hits kind of a bump in the road, and the gun kind of, even though you have this good grip, you almost kind of fall and try and catch yourself, and the gun falls into the bed of the truck.
I'll do you one up. The gun falls into the back of the truck. Okay. And in that moment, Shadow's body is falling out of the truck. And I have to decide whether or not I either save my dearly beloved or protect us.
I like that. So yeah, so what's your call? What do you go for?
See, I hate when I one up myself because then I'm stuck with, I honestly didn't really expect for you to go for it, and I don't know what I really want to do.
Roll a dice. Flip a coin.
Flip it up.
As the tears in her eyes stop coming down her face and it dries, she comes to the realization that Shadow would have wanted her to live. And even in his death, fully knowing the crazy things that he was into, fully accepting him for the killer that he was, realized that he would want her to live. And all the killing sprees that he ever went on was simply to protect her and make sure that she was safe. She'd grab her rifle from the truck, and as she grabs the rifle from the truck, it's kind of that moment where as soon as she grabs it, the hand that was still in the truck as the body was falling, she watches it as Shadow's body fully falls out of the truck. And in that moment, we've gotten so far behind, stopping is not an option, and the zombies have gotten to Shadow's body.
And we know what happens from there.
And as terrible as it is for her to watch, she thanks her husband for being the distraction for them to get away. And bangs on the glass, clearing her throat. Punch it. Almost in a very broken, cracked voice to the Ice Queen.
Yeah, she looks in the rear view. She can see that tear in Selena's eyes. And just listening to her friend, she believes him. I mean her, sorry. And she can see the body hit the ground through the rear view. And the zombies are already on it. And she does as she's told. Hits that gas pedal, and truck takes all that horsepower, all that collected torque that it can create, and just lurches forward.
All right. So y'all spewing up dust behind you and just take off, leaving this little mini horde just kind of in the distance. And you know that it's still going to be about an hour before you're back to your little treehouse stronghold, and y'all are driving. I need the Ice Queen to give me 2d10 under control as this huge, massive tree just suddenly falls into the middle of the road out of nowhere.
All right, so I have a 7, and I rolled a 1 and a 5.
Okay, so what would you do seeing this tree suddenly fall, especially going at the speed you're going to be on at any second? How do you handle this car, or this truck, so that you don't crash suddenly?
Yeah. So this big oak tree. It's suddenly, I don't know, it just kind of splits, and half of it kind of falls one direction, the other half falls towards in the middle of the road. She's driving down the middle of the road because there's nobody driving there. She does. Why would you drive in a lane? You know what I mean? But she's so she's hauling ass down the middle of the road. But knowing the area in which we're in, where it's falling, the area where there's more branches rather than the trunk of the tree, is probably a better choice of trying to drive through than to drive through and over, the mass of the tree itself. So she cuts the wheel to the right and heads for the branches of the tree, which this truck should easily be able to drive through. She just she knows it's, she can be blind for a second, so on and so forth. But she aims towards the branches, punches it a little bit harder to make sure that she can get through. and hopes for the best.
So yeah, so you gun it, and it starts going right over these branches through the leaves, just kind of sending like shrapnel of branches and twigs and all these things just kind of flying up and kicking up as you gun it through. And it's almost like because of this the density of the leaves and stuff, you're driving blind for a second.
Yeah.
Just as you're going through the top portion of this tree. And as you come out on the other side, you're just lit up with gunfire. And like there's there, and it's coming from both sides of the road, from the trees and from like on the ground. It's just like this collection of bullets flying in at your sweet Bronco, and just tinging away at it. So I actually I'll give you again the option, or this is for the Ice Queen, for her control, not so much control, but I'm going to let you choose. Would you like to roll for control or instinct to how to kind of maneuver the truck to take either least damage possible on the inside so they're not shooting at the windows and stuff, or I kind of leave the description up to you, but you can either roll for instinct or control.
Yeah, I think it's a car control thing again. It's certainly as soon as she hears that terrible noise of tink 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 as the bullets are hitting her baby, she just she looks in the rear view. She can see still Selena in a bad way. Ghost is in the cab with her, and Ghost, we gotta. I think the best idea is actually to turn around and go back here for a moment. So I'm gonna. Wait, we can't go back. That's where the zombies are. Fuck! She just yells out loud. She goes, well, there's a ravine over there to the right. Why don't we head there? It's kind of out of the way, but we can loop back around and come in the back side of the house.
Gotta make sure no one's following us either.
Yeah, no. The government, they're not going to get my daughter, Ghost. They're not going to get her.
Just because I may have missed it. Did you roll for control?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure if I missed it because I may have. So if you'll go ahead and do that for me real quick. Give me 2d10 for control.
That's 1 and 1. I got a 10 and a 2. The one's over 1.
Okay. So you're able to maneuver it. The downside to it is that one of these bullets punctures your driver's side front tire.
No.
You have 3 good tires, but one of them just like rips this front driver's side tire. It just rips it apart, especially at the speed you're going. It just kind of blows.
I found it ironic that you got a 10 and a 2.
Yeah,
for a control vehicle.
For a controlled vehicle.
Where you're supposed to put your hands.
Yeah, I saw it too. I heard you. That's awesome. It's gonna be a rough ride, boys.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah, hold on to your butts.
So, Ice Queen, are you still driving past towards the ravine, even with the flat tire, or how are you doing?
We're gonna, yeah. She would definitely be trying to punch it to continue as far away from the gunfire as she can get before it becomes undrivable. But
okay.
It's certainly something that it seemed like there was a lot of them this time. So we got to put some distance, even if we have to try to maybe hoof it on foot afterwards. But we got to get we got to get as much distance as we can.
So upon, being in the back of this truck with the gunfire and everybody essentially shooting at me, being all open, after this tire is punctured, I'm assuming we pass by like a brush of like bushes or something as he drives by, and I see my chance and I jump out of the truck into the bushes.
That's what's up.
So I don't know if you want me to roll for jumping out of a moving
Yeah,
vehicle.
definitely gonna have you roll. I'll let you choose.
I'd probably say that she's done this at least once or twice, just being a scout. But
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Are you trying to do it where a little bit more stealthily, or are you just like getting out of dodge?
yeah, no. Well, she's being sneaky. She's essentially going by her training. She's
Okay.
she's a very sneaky. Essentially, mechanically speaking, she's a sneaky scout. So she's following her training, and she knows that if she wants to do anything, she's gonna have to find cover. She's gonna have to figure out where everyone is and do all that kind of stuff. And seeing as there was like a brush nearby, she's trying to get into it before they either notice her, or based on the fact that they're too busy shooting up the truck, that it gives her a big enough distraction to kind of get out of dodge at the same time.
So give me 3d10 under subtle.
Okay. All right. So with subtle, you want to roll over, right?
Yeah.
So I got a 5, a 6, and a 7 out of 3. So I got 3 successes.
All right. Yeah. So you dive, you jump out of the back end of this truck into the shrubbery, and you do it like with such grace and such, like I've done this 10 billion times, and you however you jumped out, you go right into the brush, and it's harder than what you thought it was going to be, and you suddenly realize why. You have landed on this man that was kind of hiding in the bushes, and you did it just in time, because as you kind of land on him, you knock him out, and you see that he was carrying a rocket launcher.
Okay.
And that it has 1 RPG in it.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Okay. So, if you want to skip over to the other two to let them know how their truck incident went and how.
Yeah, no problem. I will also say this is the next thing that you really notice is this is not a soldier. This is just some survivor guy that seems to have gotten his hands on some very heavy firepower.
Awesome. Good to know. So, upon falling on top of this man, he was real scrawny, probably in his mid to late teens. He was in very tattered clothing. Almost as if, he didn't have much will to live. Kind of feeling in the same boat. Selena looks over and sees this rocket launcher laying next to him. And in that moment, she looks around and grabs that rocket launcher. Being a scout, do I notice any weak points in any of the tactics that they have for shooting up the vehicle?
Give me 2d10 into knowledge.
2d10 in knowledge. Okay. One, two, three, four. So knowledge, I want to roll over my number.
Yes.
I hit my number.
Right on.
I rolled a 5 and a 1, so I hit my number.
All right. So you hit the number, so you're going to get a narrow escape. Anytime you're going to have to roll that d4 to see if you die, you can just hand that in, and you'll barely escape, and you just got to give that awesome description.
All right. I don't know how many of those I have left in me, but awesome.
But you will still you'll still succeed, and you know that there's not that the way they set it up, they probably intended on y'all to stop and then just to unload on you, and then they kind of had to run with you. So they're on the move, which means their formation is breaking up. They're not really in this, and this not being a soldier, they're not like trained military or anything, so they're probably scattered all over the place, and any second they're probably going to be all scattered out.
Okay. I actually want to hold off on this until you let those two know what's going on with them, seeing as they're all chasing after them.
Yeah, so y'all are still riding along towards this ravine, and I'll kind of leave all descriptions and stuff up to y'all, and once again throwing this in y'all's court, and I'll let y'all know whenever I need a roll. Y'all are still under fire, although under gunfire, but there's it's kind of died back a little bit. Now it's just like, instead of being just bombarded like rain on a tin roof, y'all are getting just every once in a while tink 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 tink, and it's kind of scattered out now.
All right. She definitely would. This isn't the first rodeo. This isn't the first time the truck's been shot either. So, but it is the first time her tire's blown out. Did she see Selena jump out of the truck?
I mean, I'll honestly leave it up to you, but I would think that you'd probably be more focused on driving.
Yeah. So what I think the answer would be is that, she would have drove some distance, and then did a look in the back, and Selena's not there. So we're a good like half mile probably away or so, at least, from where Selena jumped out when she notices. It's getting worse and worse. The tire exploded, but as inertia would have it, even on three wheels, the truck would kind of coast there for a little bit. It kind of floating, and then it hits, and that front wheel kind of digs into the ground. And it's a rocky terrain here, so it's she could feel it digging in, so on and so forth, and she still feel the bullets hitting. Luckily, nothing has broke glass or anything like that yet, but she kind of just hook slides the truck into stopping, so that it stops horizontally, like in the channel. And she looks over to Ghost and says, "Well, we got a little bit of cover. But if you didn't notice, Lena's gone. I don't know where she went."
I think Shadow. I think she's taken after Shadow. I think she's gonna go and do what she does. I think she'll be all right if she's stuck to landing. Other than that, I don't know. But for now, we're running out of options.
Well, I guess you've taught me a bunch. Probably using the truck as cover is probably the best answer, right? there's still those 2 rifles in the back, so we can hit them from distance if we need to.
Well, let's give her some cover and see if she can do some damage. And do we have a spare on the back, or is that gone now?
I don't know. And she looks back. There's a spare back there. Did that get shot, or is it
Is it mounted to just like the tailgate?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? It's mounted like, how like you've seen maybe those off-road trucks where it's like mounted on the back?
Mm.
Like on the roll cage thing?
It
would have been mounted up near the top of the truck.
Right. I'll say no. I'll say that it's still if you are to look and kind of just visual inspection, it looks A-okay.
Yeah, it looks inflated. Okay. Yeah, it's man, that's rough. I guess if you could lay cover fire, I could try to change the truck. Whew, this is hairy here, bro.
Carry this with you. And I hand her the other rifle, just in case.
Yeah, she strap it on.
And during this time, as you're handing her the other rifle, and y'all are kind of getting ready to do your thing, the gunfire stops, and you hear like on one of those horns. I can't think of what they're called. The magnifying horns.
PA system.
Yeah, sure. On a little PA system. You're all right now. Just come out, put your weapons on the ground, and start walking. All we want is your supplies. And y'all would know the voice that's talking to you. And it's somebody that y'all have had encounters with in the past. And a lot of it with them doing this, them stopping people that are out on supply runs and then stealing all the supplies. And I'm actually going to have each of y'all kind of contribute to this. So I'm going to say, Chad, is this a man or a woman?
A woman.
A woman? Okay. Corey, what's the major defining feature of this woman?
She's abnormally tall for a woman. She's like 6'2".
All right. And Josh, I want you to give me another defining feature about this woman. Something that really makes her stand out. And it can really be anything.
You're muted. Okay.
She I don't know. She slurs her S's. I don't know.
Slurs her S's. Okay.
Haha, Jimmy.
Good luck with that.
So how about this, y'all? For the players and viewers, you will have to imagine her slurring her S's, because I don't even know if I can do that.
So what do you mean?
Yeah, we know her. That's Gretchen.
All right. It's Gretchen? Okay. Okay.
And
that one came back to bite you in the butt, didn't it?
And we, I was going to give her an S name, but then I figured that was just pretty weird.
Sally. Slytherin Sally.
Sally.
Her name is Tally, but it's really Sally.
Yeah.
What about Cecilia? Got that dual double.
My name is
I don't even know how you say that.
Cecilia.
Oh, jeez, that's awesome.
You have to say it like you're dying.
And she used to be in the compound with us, And she used to run this racket. You know what I mean? This is a thing we used to do.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of taking it over and doing it by herself. And she hates us.
There's some bad blood between us.
Yeah.
She went our separate way.
Oh, no, we kicked her ass
Kind of
out.
broke off and did it her own. Yeah, there you go.
Kicked her out.
Yeah, she's a little too rogue for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
she wants food, man. She's way too fucking big.
She's now the defining government. I think it just only makes sense to make her the defining government as of right now.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Those soldiers that y'all were going up against, you know, they were former soldiers, and now they're not working for the actual government. They're working for her.
Oh. Fucking Gretchen, Ghost. That's her dumbass voice. We've heard her fucking up them hours in S's for forever.
Yeah, that stupid broad.
Yeah, fucking crazy sit broad. Whatever. I can't hear that.
And as y'all are coming to the realization, you know, of who it is, and y'all are kind of talking about who it is, you kind of look over and you see her walking out kind of into the open, and following her are 10 armed men and women. And they all have like multiple firearms. They have like holsters that have guns. They're holding rifles. They are fully stocked as far as artillery goes.
How far are we from the house?
Y'all are, we'll say, like a quarter mile. Like y'all were almost there.
Okay.
She knows where it is. She might have already been going that way.
Yeah. And she knew the good choke point to be able to stop us before we get there. So, wonderful. So before I get out, truck's still running and such. So I hit the CB radio onto the channel that everybody uses. And hey, Lena, can you hear me?
This is Lena. Go for it, Ice Queen.
Selena, man, you heard her, right? You know that is, right?
What are you talking about, Ice Queen? When are y'all coming back? How far? What's your ETA?
We're fucking Gretchen and her goons blocked the main path in. So we were coming around the back. They shot out the front. We're stuck, Lena. We're stuck.
How far are you out? We'll send reinforcements.
Less than a half mile. But they're coming. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. And she starts screaming, you know, just that over and over and over again. Behind her, because I'm going to take a little bit of narrative action here, she sees that zombie horde still coming towards them. So we got Gretchen on our right, and some walkers coming behind us. Please get here quick, and as many as you can, Lena.
Yeah, and she goes, don't worry, you guys. Give us 5 minutes and we'll be wheels up. And the radio goes silent. And we're going to cut back over to Josh real quick.
You do realize that whole time they were trying to talk to me, right?
No,
I wasn't.
Oh, no.
You weren't?
I was talking to the base.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you said Lena, and I know you called me Lena. That I got confused. All right. Anyway, so I'm assuming the horde is coming from behind me.
Now you could break it. I mean, you'd have a radio. You could break in that conversation.
Yeah. If
No, because I as soon as I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have a radio, especially jumping out.
Maybe it fell off. Yeah.
I don't think I would have it.
Okay.
As I see, because they're about a quarter mile from the house, right?
Yeah, from the house, and about a half mile from you. You can see us, but you know what I mean. We're a ways up the road.
Okay. Well, Picking up the. I'm gonna go Thompson. The little thud rocket launcher. She scans the area. You know, looking over the horizons and seeing where her fellow party ended up, making sure that there's no other significant threats around her. If there are any threats, let me know now before I.
Yeah, you start looking around. As you're looking, you see coming down the road is making that horde is making its way. That small horde at this point is making its way towards in the same direction. And you hear this rustling coming from behind you, and you glance over just in time to see 3 zombies come out from the brush and trying to grab at you and bite at you.
In that moment, the only thing she can really do is swing her Thompson, because I'm assuming they're super close, right?
I mean, I'll leave it up to you. They just came kind of into sight. They would be semi-close. It's not like they were right on top of you all of a sudden, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. They were like right there.
Think of it like you spotted them just outside of like arm's reach. Like you had enough time to turn around and kind of brace yourself.
Okay. But there's no like normal humans, right?
No, there are no normal humans.
Okay. Kind of noticing the couple zombies coming up. She's going to use her training to sneak through the bushes, away from the zombies, but towards her allies, trying to get that scoutish advantage point. Maybe at this abandoned house or somewhere close to that where she can at least know that she's safe. Probably give some sort of cover to her friends, and kind of be able to help out from there. So is there anything that I see or anything that's going on at the house?
At the base, at y'all's little
Yeah, you probably can't see that.
Yeah, the stronghold, you wouldn't be able to make that out. It's not like super above the trees, and it's kind of hidden even when you're right on top of it.
Okay. Well, is there anything that I see from my vantage point if I was able to get one?
You actually do see, like, you're looking around, and you at first it's kind of clear, like you're kind of looking along the horizon of the canopy of the trees, and you're looking around on the ground. You're kind of surveying the whole area, and you see this cloud of dust kind of kick up a little bit in the distance, not too far away, and you can kind of come to the assumption that that's some kind of vehicles that are just hightailing it towards y'all.
Okay. Well, she's going to. Do I tell how far the road is? Like, am I able to,
Yeah,
from my. Okay.
Yeah, you're able to see the road. You're not far off the road.
and I'm able to see like these vehicles that are coming our way.
It's a little bit hard to make out. You can tell that there's 3 vehicles though.
Okay. Well, she's gonna climb a tree and just ready her Thompson just in case it's the enemy. So that way she can at least somewhat protect her friends, seeing as she knows that there's no way that she's going to be able to make it there in time to deal with what they're already dealing with.
All right. So we'll cut over back to the Bronco. So what would y'all like to do? You know, you've been told that y'all have got backup coming just any second. They'll be there in a minute. And you also have Gretchen standing out there with 10 armed survivors, guns trained on your vehicle, trained at you. And you're being told to come out and put your weapons down. They just want the supplies.
Right. Are they in between us and in the house, or us and where we came from?
They are. I'll let you tell me. Wait, what would you? How are you envisioning it?
I thought they were like coming down from a tree line that was probably along the road, and the road probably leads towards home. Well, we're secluded though, right?
Right.
Was that one of the things? No, we didn't choose that.
Well,
But we're not necessarily up in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's think of it kind of like a dirt road, like a back road kind of thing. It's not so much secluded, like in the middle of absolutely nowhere, but it's not in a suburban area.
And you can see the treehouse from the road. I mean, if you're driving down the road.
So
yeah,
I guess that they would.
I think they're in between the treehouse and where we're coming from.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more to the side though, also. So like our guys wouldn't necessarily be cut off, but we still are because we're too far off, too far away in the ravine.
Right. Well, at first we were, and we have walkers coming for us from the other direction. Great. Kind of stuck in the middle. I don't know, Ghost.
At least walkers are slow and they're not shooting.
It's true. This is your game.
How close are you to changing that tire yet?
Not close.
I'm just.
That guy wants to shoot me, Ghost. And her whole demeanor.
Can I see him where he's
like, still brash? You know what I mean? Like she's an aggressive girl, but again, her self-survival is her thing. So, she'll make them shoot us, Ghost. But you're the tactical guy, man. That's why we brought you.
I'm like staring down my scope of my rifle, like clicking a little bit on the scope, and I'm scoped in right on her. So any moment I can have preparation to take a shot. I'm hoping she gets closer. I'm hoping something distracts her, and like if I get a clear shot, I might just take it and end this here and now.
Okay.
Yeah. If you drop her, they're gonna start shooting at us. Why don't?
Sometimes you cut the head off the snake, and the body dies.
Yeah, you got it. You're right.
So they're just a bunch of goons. We might be all right.
If Cyrus dropped, we wouldn't know what to do. You're right. That's fine.
She's got someone in the way of her right now. I'm just waiting.
Well, all right. Well.
So Josh, real quick.
I'm not doing that.
So he screams that, and Josh, real quick, I want you to give me a 2d10 under knowledge.
All right. I didn't realize I wasn't on mute this whole time, so sorry if there was any background noise.
No, nothing bad at all.
Under knowledge, which is my
Mhm.
fourth one, so I want to roll 4. I want to roll over.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 2 and a 6, so I got 1 success.
All right, 1 success, 1 failure. So you're looking, and you kind of trained in on the vehicles coming in. As they get closer, you recognize the first one. And like you know it real well. You know probably the person driving it, the whole thing. You know it's from y'all's base. And but you don't recognize the 2 vehicles that are directly behind it. And it's almost like a triangle kind of formation, even on this small road. They're kind of like off center. And it almost looks like the 2 vehicles behind are chasing the vehicle in the front.
All right, so I'm going to, put my rocket launcher on. I want to say like a keychain type thing, but it's like a weapons keychain, I guess you can say, like where you can just like hang your weapons off of.
Like a sling?
Yeah, I guess like kind of like a sling. And she'll slowly, as she's like eyeing them, she'll slowly reach to her back and pull her rifle back, from her back. And she'll, kind of aim it over towards, these 3 vehicles that are moving, looking down the sight, kind of seeing what you had stated. And upon realizing that, she is going to take a shot.
I will tell you though, that kind of as you're like raising the sight to your eye and you're kind of following that line of sight, you do realize that the scope allows you to see as it's passing over that you can see this small little group off to the side, and you recognize Gretchen standing there with several individuals that are heavily armed, and their guns are trained off the side of the road. And you can't tell exactly what they're aiming at, but you can have a pretty good guess that they're aiming at your friends. So I will throw that out there and see if that changes what you're going to do at all.
Okay. Seeing that out of the corner of my eye, seeing Gretchen, it almost brings a smile to my face. And she looks, brings the scope over to her and thinks of all the times that she hit on Shadow, purposely slurring her R's or her S's a little bit more just to say his name. And remembering the fights that she's had with her.
Slatto, just over and over and over in her head.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there an L in your man's name?
You know what, Jimmy, did you get my message?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's completely up to you.
She gets a reminder after all the fights that she's had with her. The one conversation she had after every fight. They both agreed that no matter what, they would work together. No matter what ends up happening, they'd work together. She shakes her head, realizing she has a choice to make. She aims at the first car in the series, the one that she knew was a friend, and shoots the driver of the first vehicle.
All right. Give me 3 D10 under subtlety.
Okay. Subtlety is 2, so that's 3. So I got a 1, a 2, and a 7 out of 3, so I got 1 success.
One success?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you fire it, and it goes straight through the window, straight through the driver. And it's like one of those action scenes in a movie. It's just through and through. And as he gets hit, he yanks the wheel real hard, pulling inward towards the other back car. And it slams into it, ending up sending them both off of the road into the trees. And there's this loud as there's an explosion and there's fire, and smoke starts to billow up. You also see through your scope, or even as you kind of lower it or glance over the top of the scope, you see that the car that was ahead slams on brakes and comes to the skidding halt sideways in the road. And some of the passengers, about 4 of them, get out and take off towards the explosion, and the car continues to go down the road towards the group that is with Gretchen.
My job here is done, as she climbs back down the tree and walks towards where the Ice Queen is. And she goes through all the brush and everything to make sure to avoid everyone. And out of the corner of the Ice Queen and I forget Chad's character's name.
Ghost Fade.
Okay, so the Ice Queen and Ghost's eye, they see me walking out of the brush. And in my hand is the rocket launcher. So I'm going to take a little narrative here. What do you guys do or say when you see me?
So you blew that shit up, right?
No,
if we're talking meta, I shot it with my rifle. I shot the driver, one of the drivers, which caused an explosion. So what do you guys do or say when you see me walking out of the brush?
Selena, oh my God. Gretchen and her goons, shoot the rockets at them, man. They gotta go.
And to that, I know I'm taking a little bit of your thunder here, Jim. But to that, you'd see Gretchen smile and kind of do a fake, oh my gosh. She's gonna kill me. As she starts to laugh. And you see me walking out of the brush and walk straight to her, giving her the whole, girl's kiss on the cheeks, mwah, mwah. And then grabbing the RPG and pointing it straight at the two of you. Any last words?
I pull the trigger.
And you had it trained on Gretchen, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess when he walked up next to her, or she, I should say, walked up next to her, knowing that she's a greater threat now. No, I pull it on Gretchen because I was already prepared. I think that now the way might be clear now, as everyone's distracted by Selena, and I pull the trigger.
All right, give me. I'll let you choose either between control or actually just give me control. Give me 3d10 under control.
All right.
We're making 3D
10.
Attack on Titan.
Ooh. Whoa, not off the table. Go back on the table. And I don't think I passed a single one of those. Oh, wait, it's under? Oh, I passed all three.
Okay.
A 1, a 2, and a 6. So, and I have a control of 8. So it's under, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, it's. Hi. I want you to describe that to me, because you hit her, and she's going down. She's gonna die. So describe that to me.
I mean, this is what he does when it calls for it, and as he lets out his breath, he makes sure he double checks his aim, and he just slowly squeezes the trigger, slowly until, wow! But you don't hear it. The rifle's silenced, but that's the sound her head probably heard to everyone next to her as it exploded all over them. It was a 50 caliber round, this pink dust cloud implodes from her head.
From about the shoulders up, there's no more Gretchen.
All right, so I'll actually have everybody go ahead and roll 1d10 under your speed to kind of determine what order we're going to go in.
All right. And then Selena is shooting that rocket at me? Or us?
I think she's just pointing it at you at this point.
All right.
I got a 7 out of 9, so I failed that.
I got a 2, but since I don't know how it works. I picked control over speed, but I have an 8.
So you're going to be trying to hit under.
Yeah.
So under an 8, so I got a 2.
Or I'm sorry, hold on. For left side, you're trying to go over.
I think I'm supposed to go
Yeah,
over.
you were trying to go
So I
over.
should have got a 9 or a 10. 8, 9, or 10, I would have passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I'm a 7. Guess what number I rolled again?
A 7.
A 7.
Sorry.
All right.
So now we got 4 of them bad boys. You ain't blowing up fucking Ice Queen today.
Miraculously gets up from the explosion.
All right. So y'all are gonna have one. You're gonna have one slot between the two of you, between the Ice Queen and Ghost, and then it's gonna be everybody else, including Selena, yeah, and
Gretchen.
then Gretchen, and then it'll be one more slot after all them.
Right.
So it's up to y'all who wants to go in this first slot.
Okay, and how far away are our friends?
You can. It's pretty much there. Probably after this first action, they'll be right on top of you.
Okay.
Like you can
sure?
hear the vehicle coming.
Okay.
I thought I shot them.
You shot the two in the back, and then the vehicle up front was stopped and let some of the people out, and they went towards the crashed cars, and then the vehicle kept coming.
All right, so we do have a little bit of backup, but not much.
Do what now?
We do have a little bit of backup, but not as much as we would have.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
which I find highly ironic.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I definitely think that Chad would probably instinctively just cock and shoot again. I think that's what you do.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So you can go first, buddy.
Now, when she took her shot at the driver, she shot out the driver, right? Not the vehicle?
Yeah, and some of our
Yeah, she shot one of the drivers in the back, and when he got hit, he jerked the wheel, and that ran it into that other back vehicle because there were three coming, and it drove them both off the road.
Oh no, he dropped.
Including Chad. It drove him off the road.
We'll give him a second. He'll
Yeah.
Sad day, fellas. You guys get news in the last little bit?
So she actually shot one of our people.
Two of them, and she 2-for-1'd them on accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to aim and shoot at her. That's the next biggest threat.
Okay. I'd say give me 3d10 under control, and then how would Selena try and attempt to dodge this or get out of the way of it?
I mean, she's sneaky. So how she'd do it is probably, I don't know how to word it as far as what she would say specifically, but she'd essentially try to be like buddy again. Like, this was all, but just like, so that way I can save you, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so give me I'll say give me 3d10 under charm.
All right, so 3 dice versus 3 dice. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I got 1 at my number and 1 over and then 1 under.
Okay, so it's technically 2 successes. One of them is also going to be a narrow escape. Yeah. Chad, what did you get?
Narrow.
I got 2 successes and 1 failure.
So y'all matched up.
I win because I hit my number.
You win because you hit your number. How about this? You were able to get all of that out because you kind of saw him readjust. You saw him, pull the bolt back and everything. So you knew what was coming. So you spit that out and you weaved this little charm of yours. So Ghost, you hear that. Does this sway your decision at all?
She's trying to say that she did it for the greater good for us.
Yeah, that she was basically did it to distract them and to get them off guard. That she's really on your side.
I don't know what to believe anymore because these are the people responsible for the death of her husband. So
Yeah.
I'd rather not have questions where I live. Quite have to question the people. That's why Gretchen's dead, because I don't want to live with people that have to question their loyalties.
Absolutely.
So I pulled the trigger.
No.
All right.
You can never escape it. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you, Josh. Do you want to hand in a narrow escape, or would you like to take your chance and roll a d4?
I mean, I got 2 narrow escapes, so I'll use one.
All right, so give me that awesome, dope description of this narrow escape. How you just by like the skin of your teeth are able to survive this.
I gotta go.
So after, I was able to say all that stuff, it's almost as if I heard like the click or, that almost click completely of the trigger. You kind of see her matrix it a little bit, like it looks like it happened in slow-mo, but she kind of just like fell back and she just yells out, don't forget about, and this is all up to you as far as naming, but I'm like, don't forget about, what like the person that I know for a fact is Ghost's like closest person, and pulls out my pistol, as like the rocket launcher falls. I don't want to have to do this, but I will if I have to. Kind of like that slow motion where all the words are going perfectly fine, but it looks like the body is just like falling slowly.
All right. So we're going to go to this group. And as this group like really starts, they've raised their guns up, so they are literally about to fire. The vehicle from y'all's base comes barreling in, and sorry, I had to find this. And starts driving straight for you, and tink, 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 just like hits 3 of these guys as it drives by. So the 10 is now down to 7, and just kind of driver whips the wheel around, and it kind of does this 180 and starts back towards them. And they start firing at it, trying to stop this vehicle. So they've kind of lost not so much interest in y'all, but they're more interested in the fact that, somebody's trying to run them over. So Selena, it's going to fall on you for what you want to do.
Well, before I say anything, Chad, how is Ghost going to respond to me saying, don't forget about, let's just go with your sister or whatever.
All right. I don't know. I think that sounds like a threat to him. Like they're shooting at each other, and then you're like, don't forget about this person. Like, oh, like if I die here, you're gonna go and do something to that person. I think that's the way that he would have taken that.
All right. So, based on that, she's going to pull the trigger right back at him. But, with her pistol. So, as she falls to the floor, she's going to pull the trigger. Or, when she's fallen to the floor, she pulls the trigger at him.
So, like, after she's already, like, on the ground, or as she's falling,
Yeah.
kind of like this backwards shot?
Screw it. Let's go James Bond and say she shot while she was falling back.
While falling. All right. Would Selena be doing this a lot, like jumping out of cars while she's firing weapons and like jumping out of trees while she's firing weapons? Would she be used to being in this kind of motion, this falling motion while firing a weapon?
Falling motion? Probably not.
All
I mean,
right.
she's sneaky and she's a scout. Yeah, sure. But I don't think, she so much falls and shoots people.
Okay. Give me 1d10 under grace. And Ghost, how would you be trying to avoid getting hit?
Subtlety. You'd have to find me.
Okay.
Sniping. Flash suppressor on the rifle and a silencer. It's hard to see the flash, so.
And I'm
So
assuming
give me a 3d10 under subtlety.
So I got a 7 out of 2, so I succeed.
Okay.
With that.
Cool.
An 8, a 9, and a 7, and I need to roll over a 2.
Oh yeah.
Full success.
Yeah.
That's 3 successes.
So not only does he just completely like fire off where you nowhere near, I'm gonna allow you to take another shot before he even hits she even hits the ground. You've already pulled back that the bolt and reloaded and everything, and you're taking another shot. So give me a 3d10 under control.
Roll under an 8, got a 3, a 4, with a 5. Nope, a 2.
All right, and you were trying to roll under an 8.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, but before you even hit the ground, Selena, another bullet comes whizzing at you. Do you want to turn in that other narrow escape, or are you going to take a chance with a D4 roll with a 50-50?
I'm gonna postpone that D4 roll as far as I can because I'm not trying to have 2 characters die in one game. Yeah, I'm gonna use my narrow escape.
All right, so what happens? How do you narrowly escape a second shot?
From a sniper, trained sniper.
Yeah.
See, my whole thing is it's hard to describe this at all, seeing as we're saying that he's getting a second shot while she's falling.
I got you. Do you want me to do it?
Screw it. Go ahead, because my mind's blank.
That's fine. So as Selena's falling, when she hits the ground, that's when the bullet is fired. But at the same time, that's exactly where the truck was going. So one of the bodies kind of flings over and lands right on top of Selena, and it hits that body that was flung by the truck instead of Selena.
I'm cool with that if everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Just dumb luck.
That body it's what? What'd you say?
So, you make the shot. You should have hit her.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the bodies that was flung by the truck that was bowling for buzzards hit it, and it landed on top of Selena. So you hit that already dead body instead of Selena. Dumb luck.
That could work.
Yeah, because that one should have probably killed him.
Yeah, that should have dropped you, brother. So, yeah. So then that puts me up, right?
Yep.
All right. So, I'm still inside the, inside the truck. I get back on the radio and go, that was amazing. I just yell back on the radio. I wish I could join you guys and run them over as well. But Selena flipped! Selena flipped! I yell, and I would like to pull up my rifle as well and just take aim because I can't see Selena at this point because there's a body on top of her. I would, one of the 7 that are still left, I'm gonna take aim on.
All right, and as you're taking aim, you hear over the radio, you hear 10-4, Ice Queen, this is Candy Cane. I'm going to run that son of a bitch over.
My man.
And so who are you? You're just going to take a shot at one of the
Yeah, we're remaining 7.
Okay, cool. So roll me, let's see, what are you? You're the brash driver. So give me 2d10 under control.
2d10 under, okay. Let's see, what do I got? I got a 3 and a 6. Oh, that's 2 hits. I got a 7 of control, and I rolled 3 and 6. So that's 2 under.
Right on. Yeah, so you take, I'm gonna say you take 2 of them down.
Okay. Yeah. So hers isn't a sniper rifle. It's a regular assault weapon, and
Okay.
she peppers out a couple shots and then drops 2 guys.
All right.
Okay.
As I will say, kind of like as you're doing that, you see behind this group, kind of coming from the opposite tree line, you see out one corner of your eye coming down the road, you see the little horde coming down, and out of the tree line, you see them kind of peppered amongst the trees, these zombies coming out, and they're just kind of starting to flood, and this very quickly is about to turn into a horde.
So many, yeah.
Going back up to the top, and it's going to be it's going to be one of the PC's turns, so y'all get to choose who wants to go.
Josh can go first again.
Not Josh.
Sorry, Chad. Ghost can go first again, yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to assume he would assume that his shot was true and that she's pushing up daisies now. Seeing the, blood splatter that his shot hit, probably assumes at that distance that he got her. And, or at least she's obscure now. So I'm going to aim for one of the other. Did you kill your guy?
I dropped 2.
All right. So I'm going to aim for at least one more. Even though I'm probably running low on ammunition for this rifle, but only way we're going home today. How many would you say that I would roll?
So give me 3d10 under control.
All right, so under 8, and we got a 6, an 8,
Nice.
and a 6.
Nice.
I got my first thingy.
So it's like the car that's just been coming through, which for some reason I want to say is a Cadillac. This Cadillac just comes barreling through and takes out like 5 of these guys, just throwing them, running them over, and so there's I think only 1 left, yeah. And you just dead true aim and drop this guy. He kind of dodged out of the way of the car, went to turn around, and you just dropped him immediately. He didn't even get a full rotation in.
Died.
Yeah.
Hey, Ghost, we got walkers. Ghost, we got walkers coming through the trees and behind us. We got to go. We'll just leave the truck here. Selena's down because we don't know she's not dead.
Yeah.
And we dropped all Gretchen's dudes. Let's go meet up with the caddy, and we're out, dude. Let's just get to the house.
Let's wave them here. We need to get some of this stuff out. That's the whole point of the trip.
Yeah. Forget.
Otherwise, this is all for nothing.
Yeah. So
Selena-
Caddy comes up to us.
Yeah, he'll pull. It's almost like a Dukes of Hazzard. Like he spins the caddy around so that like the trunk is there and it just kind of pops open, and it's like right there at the back of your truck. So it's basically just unload and load, just go.
Yeah. 4 guys jump out.
It's like 2 guys jump out and just start like grabbing stuff and throwing it in.
Yeah, we're just throwing shit right over to the side, right into the back.
Yeah. Josh, I need you to roll for Selena. Give me 1d10 under force.
Okay, so force would be rolling under my number, which magically happened because I have a 2 and I got a 1 on dice.
Oh my god! How is that even possible?
I don't freaking know. I honestly thought I screwed up because I thought I had to roll over, and then I looked at it. I was like, wait, no.
That's under.
That's crazy. Right on though. So you start to try and push this body off of you, and it suddenly lurches up, and it's got like a broken jaw, and it's just like dead eyes, and you realize that this thing, that this body is now turned into a zombie, and is laying on top of you. And let me roll for this real quick. And it starts to try and like scratch at you, grab at you, bite you.
I really hate you because I had the same idea.
Great minds think alike, buddy.
Yep. But he will be your 1 success with 2 successes. So he does overpower you and just like bites into your neck. And it's like that gruesome scene where like he pulls back and there's like chunk of
grossness.
Yeah, there's just a chunk of your neck missing. Give me a D4 roll to see if you die.
I'm dead.
I had a feeling he rolled another one. Didn't you?
Yep.
I could hear the sigh after you rolled.
So you start gargling up blood, and this thing still start munching on you, and it's almost like a French kiss as he kisses you and starts and bites out your tongue, and there's this whole gory scene just happens as he's gnawing away at your face as you die a horrible death. And so y'all get the caddy packed up, slam the trunk, hop in. There's this big Bubba looking dude driving it. Like he is so big that like fat wise that you're surprised that the caddy's moving at all.
Yeah, it's house.
Let alone drifting.
Yeah, let alone drifting.
Exactly.
He's put some major modifications on this caddy.
Yeah.
It was with the help of nitrous. And he's all righty, Candy Cane out, and just like guns it and starts, and y'all know him as Candy Cane. And it starts just like cutting the wheel, taking out some walkers. It's just like this, and it's like a Tokyo Drift moment where he's just drifting along the dirt and just skirting, and every time that back end turns, it's hitting more walkers and sending them flying, running over them. Tires are busting heads open, and y'all take off towards the compound. And that's what we'll call it.
Yeah. So it works out. It works out for them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'll cash in 4 narrow escapes to make it so that we make it there.
Yeah, it's like just take them.
One for each tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between Chad and I, we got enough to make it so that we make it there because you got one as well. So we got 5 here in this game.
Yeah, one for each tire and one for Bubba.
Yeah, hell yeah, because he's a big ass target.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was fun, guys. That was cool. That was real cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, definitely. This is the first time that I've ever run a 1-page. I've played in a couple of them, but this is the first time I've run one, so it's a lot different. Trying to do it. I know that we had Jeremy in the chat for a minute, and he was watching us. And as far as that I could tell from what he was saying, that he thought it was going pretty great, and that he liked it. So I'm glad that kind of worked out for him, or as far as that it met his standards.
Yeah, the way he dreamed it up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him run it. You know, he is the creator of it, so I can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Oh, definitely. And he's a great GM, and I played in his Black Flags on Blue Seas. Loved the characters that we made, and loved how they interacted, and loved the scene and the way he set it up. It was great. But yeah, so we'll do a little the outro. We'll let everybody say what you thought of the system, the setting, all that good stuff, and then I'll take us out. I'll start with Chad.
I had a good time. I've never done a 1-page before. I like it because, as we saw in Josh's case, your character can die, but the player can bounce right back in pretty quickly because character creation is so quick. And I like the fluidity of it. Like, you can just jump in and go. Here's this page. Oh, you need reference? It's on page 1. Because everything's on page 1 because there's only one page. So there you go. So I like it. And then I liked, I thought that maybe, I guess the jobs they do play in the first two things you picked. I was like, well, these don't really play in, but it's up to the player to be able to say, hey, this fits this and this, so that's why. So it does give you a few more little tokens to play with. So I like that.
All right, yeah. No, I think it also falls on the GM a little bit to do that. It's just, I've never worked with this kind of like archetype system kind of thing where you have a defining aspect of your character like that. So yeah, I think it falls on both of us. Then we'll go to Corey.
All right, yeah. I had a great time. It was fun to play with the enlightened RPGers, and Chad, it was really nice to meet you, man. I had a blast.
Same here, bro.
It was 1-pages are cool, man. I think it's something that not a lot of people know about in the community, but certainly should be pushed more. It is nice to be able to. We got this together in 2 hours. You put it up, you found 3 people that wanted to play, and then you don't have to have a lot of prep. You don't have to have a lot of player prep even. You know what I mean? We had everything set up in a half hour, and then we played way too long, but it happens in life. But it's you just grab and go. It's and I think Jeremy did a great job with the setup of it. It made sense. And with our current political system, I think that the government would be coming after the kids for some reason. But it was a lot of fun. Certainly, thank you for doing this tonight. And it made for a fun evening.
Yeah, no, definitely. The first time that I ever played a 1-page was Doves and Demons by Point of Inspiration, and that was on the spot thing as well. It was a complete improv game just like this. Mm-hmm. Set up by Infinite Roleplay. And me and Josh and
I was in that game
Corey,
too.
Yeah, and Corey all played in that. And that was pretty fun. But yeah, so then we'll go on to Josh.
Hey y'all, I'm Josh. This was an interesting game. I've never actually had a player die or a character die in a game, and then the first time I deal with 2 pretty much
really?
back to back.
You've never had PC death before?
Yeah, no, I've had never. Well, my character has never died.
Wow.
Do you want to switch? Every game I play in, I die.
I can vouch for
Wow.
that.
Welcome to the club, brother. Welcome to the club.
It's definitely an interesting experience to have your player die or your character die.
I've never had a PC
I,
death either.
I couldn't stand if one of my players died. Please don't do that.
I really wanted to be with Shadow for a little while longer.
But his 10 minutes is great.
Yeah, the 5-minute spoiler, was pretty fun. I at least got to kill one person throughout the entire freaking thing. So that was cool. One pages are cool. I'll say it to the word blue in the face. But this was fun. I got to be up in like 6 hours, so it's gonna be interesting. Both tomorrow night and Friday night, I have more improv games. Tomorrow is half of a 2-session improv game, and then Friday I have an improv game with Jim and a couple other people from AbTab, so be watching out for those. It'll be fun, and I'll be DMing them, so it'll be a whole lot worse because I have to do it sober, but yeah, I am half of RPG Enlightenment. This was fun, and until next time for me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun playing these things. Improv is always great, and I actually think I want to start something. Let's call it like Improv Madness. Let's try and make it a thing. Everybody just starts improving games. We'll just put up random posts and try and get a bunch of players together to run random games. So yeah, till next time. I'm Jim, the other half of RPG Enlightenment. And big shout out to Jeremy Lilley for making this game. I'm going to try and put up some more things by him. Definitely kind of looking at probably running a Black Flags on Blue Seas game soonish, next couple weeks or so. And so tune in for that. Till then, later, guys, and may you always seek enlightenment.